Not every leader starts with a strategy. Some start with a combination of a piano, a stern nanny, and a lesson about surviving on your own. This is a story of quiet strength, early setbacks, and a will to rise. Hi, I'm Akhil. Rick is not with us here today, so I'm here to continue the conversation, and this time with someone who is a great mentor and a good friend, Deborah Ho. So Deborah, there's something that the audience does not know, that I've known you for 20 years.
Oh my goodness.
I do know that your career and your life has been shaped by some very strong women in your life early on. Want to share a little bit more about that with our audience?
Absolutely. I've been thoroughly blessed by many people who've come my way and who've really shaped me into who I am today. So I grew up in a household where both my parents worked. So I was raised by a Cantonese ama because my mother, Felicity, was a school teacher at the convent of the Holy Infant Jesus. Atipze came from Guangzhou in southern China. She would then tell us stories about how important it was to save and to understand the importance of money. One of the things that I really didn't enjoy when I was younger but was made to do was play the piano. And the way she motivated me was to tell me, practice your piano. Because one day, if you marry a bad husband, you can at least teach piano and feed your family. Then, spending 10 years in the convent of the Holy Infant Jesus, in the company of some of the most courageous and accomplished women in the world. These were the nuns. They came here to serve, to teach, to carry out their vocation. And really for all of us, looking at them, brave, courageous, and actually independent women, they were truly an inspiration for all of us. So my mother was a school teacher, watching her in her professional persona, and then seeing her as a mother. I never thought that there was anything that I couldn't do.
So fast forward a few years, you made your way into finance.
Right.
But was that the plan from the beginning? Because I say about myself that I was always an accidental banker.
I think for me it wasn't as much as being a banker as the motivation to be able to be financially independent. So my very first job, was at Citi. So I was the girl sitting on the banking hall, doing housing loans, car loans, checking accounts, and I really thought that I had made it big because my first paycheck was $1,800. And in those days, if you make $2,000, you can apply for a credit card, which is what I really wanted. I did grow up, in an environment where I did have a few role models who were in finance. For example, my father's youngest brother, Ho Chi Nen, was basically the first Asian to have a VP title in the Morgan Guarantee Trust Company of New York. How he was so respected in the community, it was also very aspirational for me. Banking, to me, was a very noble profession. It's a vocation of trust, right? Because when people speak to you about money, it's private, it's personal. They tell you stuff that they don't tell their spouses. I wanted to be at least in a profession that I would be able to thrive, but more importantly, a respected vocation where I was able to help somebody and to do good. And that's in a way how I came into asset management and being a fiduciary.
Yeah. Okay, now switching gears, and this is a bit of a cheeky question. So we've all made financial mistakes in our life.
Absolutely.
And I'll start by sharing mine. When I was young and impressionable, 15, 20 years ago, I went into a little game of playing penny stock. What happens is that you make a little bit of money, and then a day comes and you lose all of it, but you're back to square one. I learned a very hard lesson very early in life. What matters is, again, consistency, discipline, and dollar cost averaging.
Absolutely.
Want to share about any mistakes that you've made?
Actually, Akhil, you're very lucky that you even tasted profits from your endeavor. So this was maybe 15 years ago. Some friends of ours wanted to start a farm in Malaysia. I wasn't focused on the business viability. What was their business plan, right? I mean, will this ever make money? I was fixated on these amazing dishes that I was going to make with the vegetables, right? That's wrong. I never saw a penny back. I never saw a dividend. And sadly, friendships have been strained. My main takeaway is, number one, don't get emotional with money. Number two, try not to do it with your friends. It's the human relationships that are important. The person didn't cheat me, didn't do anything that was wrong. It's completely my fault and I own it.
I think this is a very good case of passion without purpose.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So Deborah, I know your children are young adults now. What advice do you give them?
One of the things I find most challenging with all of us when it comes to managing money is the emotion. I've seen so many examples of how when the market tanks, everyone panics and then you take the money out. I mean, if you listen to any of the old sages like Warren Buffett, you know that whenever there is a crisis, this is when he really goes to work. I think that for all of us, we need to find a way to manage the emotional part of investing. Don't put an amount that you're going to worry about. Put something that you're comfortable with. So I have to say, it doesn't matter whether you're 22 years old or even when you're 52, it's never too late. Consistency and regular investing is important, I think, regardless of how old you are.
I always give the example that investing regularly is like holding a yo-yo on an escalator.
Oh,
the
yes.
yo-yo may go up and down, but the escalator is always going up. I try to explain to them dollar cost averaging and especially the power of compounding.
Absolutely. All I can say is that if you're able to tell this to your young kids, right? I mean, I really commend you. I think that financial adequacy, financial literacy is a life skill. It's a life skill that we all need to have, right? I mean, we teach our kids how to swim, right? I don't understand why we don't teach them financial literacy right from the start.
Now, we switch gears from building the wealth to covering the retirement gap. So anything that you would recommend from a financial strategy on what people could do, on what audience could consider from closing the retirement gap and making the money last?
So one of the most important things I feel about decumulation is to understand that, let's say you feel that you want to transition, right? Let's say at 60. Understand that you could be around till you're 90 or 95. Okay, that's a good 30 to 35 years. Which means that a certain amount of money that you set aside doesn't have to be all cash, right? I mean, a certain amount can be literally put into long-term investments. So for me, it would be things like alternatives, or even liquid stocks. In the past 10 years, I've been thinking about passive investments or anything that generates you some sort of income. At the same time, I buy BlackRock ETFs and basically do some sort of laddering. I think getting a good financial advisor, is key, right? And I think that doing your homework to find one who actually knows what he or she is doing is really important.
So you've built an incredible career. What keeps you motivated? What makes you wake up and get out of bed and come to work every day?
I know it sounds really crazy, right? But every single day I do wake up, with excitement. Right? I wake up with gratitude. I will literally ask myself, what is it that I'm going to do today to be able to help, to do something better, and to really make good use of the talents, that have been given to me. I'm a mentee myself. And so this whole idea of passing it on, I think it's important for everyone, because I do believe that every single one of us has the ability to give, and whatever we have, we have to be able to share. I can't say that I really believe in like the importance of leaving a legacy, right? My hope is that whatever small contribution that I have made, someone will feel then that they are then obliged to pass it on to someone else. Because I really think that that's the only way that the universe can continue to go on, in a way that is good for everybody. For me, I look forward to contributing more, to the country, to the people, so that the next generations, of Singaporeans and finance professionals will do it better than I ever did.
Deborah, it's very rare that any conversation these days is aspirational, instructional, dramatic and pragmatic at the same time.
Right.
It's been an absolute honor to talk to you. Thank you for your time.
It's been such a pleasure, and Akhil, one of the greatest blessings for me is friendships, and I feel very blessed to have known you. Thank you.
So Deborah's energy is the kind that sticks with you, full of conviction, thoughtful and from the heart. She leads the industry, but at the same time, she clears the way for others to shine. She reminds us what leadership, grounded in values and purpose, looks like.